That's why I made the Farbrengen.
שמואל, קח משהו. שב.
There's a guy when we Farbrengen once in a while. Sometimes there's a Shul there, Farbrengen. So there's a guy always come in the middle of Farbrengen. Always says something Farbrengen. He's a guy who drives me crazy a little bit. He's a good guy, right? And he says, Rabbi Gourarie, you're talking to. I need the bullet points. The bullet points. He says, give me the bullet points. He's a businessman. He's tachlis. He wants to. You darshling too much. I tell him like this. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make a bekitza because the whole Chassidus Chabad is not about bullet points. That's the whole point of Chassidus Chabad. The whole point of Chassidus Chabad is you have to internalize it in you. And you can't just give bullet points, right? So I'm getting to the point eventually. Where's Hashem? That's what I said. That's why I was telling them Farbrengen, you have to have patience a little bit, right? So it's a word by Chassidim like this. That they used to say that when a Yid does a cheshbon hanefesh, right? Elul, Krishma Shalamita, whatever the case is. Cheshbon hanefesh has to have three components. What's the three components? One component is a person has to make a cheshbon where he's holding, where he is, whom he is. The second point is v'medaf sein, how you're supposed to be, right? How you're supposed to be. And the third thing is v'miken sein, how it's possible to be. What does that mean? So a person makes a cheshbon where he is. Okay, a person knows Mashpia, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, he's holding the place, whatever the case is. He's, the Yom says proper cheshbon nefesh means he makes a cheshbon of what things, good things he did, not the good things he did. The milas, the cheshbon, both. It has to be both. Okay. Person has to milas atzma, cheshbon atzma. That's what it says in Yom, right? Once the guy says he's very, he can't reach this Yom completely. He's very mahadr in the first part. He's very mahadr to make a cheshbon of milas atzma. That he's very good at. Cheshbon atzma he hasn't got to yet, but anyway. Okay, so person has to know an honest cheshbon nefesh where he is. Then he makes a cheshbon of where he should be. Not where he should be. A chassid learns Tanya. Where we should be. Where we should be is everything. Every mind we will learn. Every Tanya we will learn is a very Hamedrash. Where we should be. We should be in control of a machshav d'ibra ma'isa. We're supposed to be beinim, right? That's the aspiration. Where we should be, right? We learn about where we should be is a tough thing. We learn where we should be is very heichen yanim. Heichen madregas of bittul, avas Hashem, all kinds of things. Machshav d'ibra ma'isa. Yeah, whole thing. So then, that's not always shy to get there. So what does a person do? It makes a cheshbon where he could be. Where he could be. Where he could be means what's practical? Where can he give himself a push? Where can he grow? Where could he be? For now, at least, right? Okay. That's more practical, it's more honest. So the shaila is like this. If a person can't reach the medaf sign, he can't reach where we're supposed to be, but he could reach where he could be, so he makes a cheshbon, there is a jump that he could make, right? There's a practical growth that he could do. So what's the point in making a cheshbon of whom he can? He should just make a cheshbon where he is and where he could be. What's the point in dwelling on really how he should be? Yeah, that's not a question. The Torah is very simple. Because if you spend time understanding where you could be, Sorry. If you spend time understanding where you should be, is then the way you could be shifts a little bit. Becomes different. It makes a dent. In other words, until now, I thought I could be number 15. When I realized where I should be, I realized I could actually go to 70. I'm still using an example of numbers, right? Makes a difference. And that's the word. The word's like this. When we learn Chassidus, things that we think, everyone asks, how's it practical? How's it practical? Very practical. Like the Rebbe once explained about this Maisa, that the Rebbe says he lost the taste of Achilla. No one loses the taste of Achilla, we're all ganz fine. And reingetan in Yom Achilla V'hidra. When a person learns the Maisa, not just learns the Maisa, he learns Chassidus, he learns Tanya, he learns thing, and he learns it, and he learns it with the attitude that I'm not holding there, but it's shaykh to me. Big difference. I'm not going to fool myself that I'm now holding Ba'avas Hashem. But nevertheless, what I learned about Hashem, it means me. Then the push for growth is a bit different. Understand? And that's how we have to learn every Maimer. Every Maimer we learn, first of all, just the fact we learn a Maimer, the scholar of Chassidus is already good. The gift of evolving in Ba'avas Hashem, in Yonim Melakus. We're in a different world. We learn the Maimer, that's itself an accomplishment. For that half an hour, for that hour of learning Chassidus, we're in a different world, which is good. If you learn it without checking our WhatsApp every 5 seconds. I'm talking about we learn it properly, like we sit down for half an hour, learn it. But more than that is, you have to know if everything we learn is shaykh to me. What do you mean shaykh to me? I understand it in my head, and because I understand it in my head, my shkof is right. I develop a mindset. Chassid learns Shaliach the Muni, he comes to the thing, Ein Mulvade, right? So obviously, when you come to my Madrega and Mulvade, the Maisa, I think of the Tzemach Tzedek, I think it was. He learned Achas Hashem to such a degree that he came to the conclusion that Stock and Welt, no world, finished. Alter Rebbe had to say 60 Mamarim, I think, or 30 Mamarim it says. That he should understand that there is a Welt, because it says, how do we know there's a Welt? How do we know there's a Welt? It says, Beis Bar Lakim, it's a Pasuk and Torah, right? So Mashpia, right? I'm serious, it says that word, right? How do we know the whole thing is not just a dimion? Because the Torah is emes, so it says in Torah, Beis Bar Lakim, so, right? In other words, so it's about 10 I got to the Dargo with the Stock and Welt, and then he realized, no, there is a Welt, and this whole thing Exodus, what does it mean? There is a Welt, Stock and Welt, yes a Welt. Okay, that's a different story. But of course it's a Welt. The Welt is bottle, okay, whatever that means. Yeah. But we're not Tzemach Tzedek, obviously, but if we learn that and we understand that and we koch stuff in the union of Ein Mulvade, so it can make a dent if we wanted to. It can make a dent, that at least we apply it a little bit. Maybe we koch in Welt a little bit less. Maybe we koch in ourselves a little bit less. A little bit, we are able to take care of our yeshus a little bit more, right? We don't take ourselves so seriously. At least we know, or we know where it's coming from. I'll tell you, Muridi Kamaisa. It's the same Lakuda this little bit, right? I heard this from a chassid of Matel Kazlin, all of us. I don't know if you ever met him. How do I learn Matel Kazlin? Matel Kazlin was a nevle chassid, as a durki tchila. I don't know, smart guy, pikach. He lived in Nachlas Achabad, he came from Russia, he came from Neville, but he used to come to Australia, in Melbourne and Sydney, he used to come to collect money for something. So I was a blocker in Melbourne, and I lived after I live now in Sydney, so he used to come. So I heard him from Farbrengen, Shaliach to them. I was confident a little bit, he was beautiful, beautiful. He told us I'm Maisa, this was Maisa. That's a Yisoidistic Maisa. There was a chassid in Russia who had a business, Russia, communism wasn't like, you couldn't be unemployed and collect benefits, not such a thing, everyone had to have a job, you had to show you have a job also, right? So this guy, he had a factory of something, Chassidus, and who did he employ? Other Chassidus, like, the metal foot of us, these type of people, right? Imagine the factory or something.
Mashpia.
Huh? So he once comes out in the middle of the day from his office, and these guys were supposed to be working, and it was lunch break. And he sees the lunch break, they're sitting in Farbrengen. Singing Nigan, they share Farbrengen. So he lost it. He said, you guys crazy, you know what's going on here? Like, anyone, KGB we can be sent to Siberia, we can I don't know, we can lose it. Yeah. He loses that for 5 minutes, he's screaming at them. He finishes screaming, disappears, comes back 3 minutes later with a bottle of mashkin and he puts it on the table. Look at him, sugar you are? You push it crazy. Right? Yeah. He said, what's frustration? What I understand? It's very simple. I screamed at you because I have a nefesh habamis. I'm scared. That's it. I'm honest. I'm scared. But I decided that is coming from the Nefesh HaBamis. Right? So I screamed, I should overcome it, and I shouldn't be scared, and I should have better munna, better stuff. Okay, I didn't. But coming from my minister, that was my impulse. I scared that. Oh, but it's Nefesh HaBamis. I know where it's from. It's Nefesh HaBamis. I left the room. My father was mechanech me, the Chassidim Farbrengen, like Mishtel Mashpia. So that's it. What's this different? It's that it's such a yesodistic amaisa. Why? Because one of the things of Chassidus is, and that's the only way you can grow, is that we know where something comes from. We have a Nefesh HaBamis. We're not all Beinanim, we're not all Chassidish Yidden. We're not anywhere near the grace. But we have to know. But sometimes the Nefesh HaBamis is such yes, we try to talk ourselves into it. No, that's we all eat taivas, and we all okay. Ariskafism and maybe other areas, but at least we know where it is. A person that we all have yeshus, right? We all have gaiva. It's a part of the human condition, right? Are we able just to become all of a sudden bottled? No. But step one is we have it in our head. We know if we have a feeling of yeshus, we have a feeling of being threatened by someone else, or we need to put down someone else. Well, I think, even if we're not perfect today, we get angry at other people, whatever the case is, but at least we know where it is, so we can work it. It has an effect. Once you know where it's coming from, and you know what's wrong, we don't feel guilty. It's where we are. That's what the Eibishter created us. That's right. The Rabbeim explained, feeling guilty, unless it's constructive guilt, which is another discussion, but feeling walking around with guilt is actually part of Yeshus, actually. It's not about you altogether. What do you feel guilty about? Right? They say about the Chassidim, they could do a biggest Aveda one day, the next day, done Bar Aveda. Why? How can you done Bar Aveda when you know the next day, yesterday you messed up? Because it's not about me, it's about every day. I know, what is the Eibishter want from me? Okay, I'll take care of my Avedas yesterday. I'll take it. I'll do it the right time. I'll take care of them. But I'll take responsibility. I'll fix them. Whatever. Okay, but right now I need to daven. Right now you do a mitzvah. Right. But I'm saying the etzem that we know where it comes from. We know where we are. We know our madrega. But we also know what our etzem is. The etzem is we have a chayler kalmi mal mamish. The etzem is that we connected to the Eibishter. The pnimius, we're always the pnimius 100% mekush with the Eibishter, 100% on the program. We have a Nefesh HaBamis, I know the things that I feel come to Nefesh HaBamis, I'm working on it. But how do I work on it? By aiming for the top. When you learn about the top, then it makes where I can be a little bit different. Why am I talking about all this? Because Baomer is really the yontif of Pnimis HaTorah. By the way, not in Pnimis HaTorah, the yontif of Torah B'chlal. Same thing with that. I just learned the Sichel of Shabbos. I mean, they've never said this 100 times, but punkt I learned the Sichel that the Shabbos also never says it. Right? We learn about Rashbi. The Rashbi was Teroseh and Menaseh. Same idea, right? So we learn about it. The Rebbe says, you learn about it, you know, Pi Halacha, we're not Teroseh and Menaseh today. Right? Rashbi didn't have to daven. He only davened once in 30 days. Some people wish they could be Teroseh and Menaseh. They shouldn't have davened only once in 30 days. It's a nice thing, right? Problem is, then you're going to learn all day. Then that's different, right? Okay, so we're not Teroseh and Menaseh. We have to daven. But so why do we learn about it for? No, Shaliach does. What does it mean? The Rebbe says, give a dugma. The Rebbe says that Mashal, the person learns for half an hour, that half an hour should be Teroseh and Menaseh. Same idea. And all the Rebbe is saying, you're not holding there, but you learn about it because the mindset, you're able to have it, hashpah on you, it's able to influence you a little bit. Right? So people say, like, what is the things that... I'm only saying this because I don't know what happens here, but I know in Australia, I ask the question a lot of times, well, I learn about these things, I'm shaykh to me, it's a different world, I'm not holding it, I'd say with it. First of all, you're immersed in the course. Second of all, you learn about, work it out in your mind first. Make your mind purified. Make your mind pure. With intellectual honesty. In other words, knowing what the Ashkaf of Chassidus is. Right? Don't pretend that it's not like that just because you're not holding there. You don't have to be holding there. Learn it the way it is. And then see how it can make a dent on you. But I'm just bringing Rashbi, coming like Baomer, so the Chalal learning is important, not just Pnimis HaTorah. We know one of the chidushim of the Rashbi is that he was not only big in Pnimis HaTorah, but he was big in both, right? He's the only Tana that ever says that was unbelievable in Nigla HaTorah and unbelievable in Pnimis HaTorah. There were other Tanoim than Pnimis HaTorah, but only they were the Ikar thing was Pnimis HaTorah, right? Rashbi was a chibur of both. Anyway, so we have to, comes up Ben, we have to learn, we have to take upon ourselves to learn and to make it clear every day to learn Chassidus. You learn Chassidus, your day is different. You learn Chassidus properly, you learn it, you chazir it, you go over it a few times. You understand it, you don't understand it fully, you try, change the person. And then you try to say, well, statements, how is it going to change my life? A little bit. And every person is different. Every person is different. The mindset is the same. The hashkafa is the same. But every person has a different madrega. That's all you need. It needs to make a dent. Every person has a different thing. Famous story, right? A guy went into the Rebbe, he wasn't, I don't think he was even from. He was from the Federation or something, and he didn't look like a chassid, didn't act like a chassid, but at the end he asked the Rebbe if he can be like arrogant or chutzpahdik or something and say like, how can he be the Rebbe's chassid? He wants to be the Rebbe's chassid, I mean. The Rebbe answered one thing. The Rebbe said that any yid that goes to sleep at night and he says that tomorrow is going to be better than today, I'm proud to call him my chassid. That's it. You go to sleep thinking that tomorrow I'm going to grow. Why? Because that's what it is. It's about, you know, that, again, same idea, right? There's a concept in Chassidus called iskafia, right? I was laughing because I once spoke about this in Sydney, and a guy came over to me and he said, I thought iskafia doesn't apply to me. I'm like, why? I said, I don't know, it's in Tanya, man. Chayr doesn't apply. I mean, it's Chassidus, must apply, right? What's the shot? Shot is, because the famous yichidus that the Rebbe had with Mr. Nemanov, right? Mr. Nemanov was a Chassidish Yid, and the Rebbe guided him how to chanach to raise Bachrim. He told him that it's a little bit different this kafir today, right? He says, yes, be careful, raise Bachrim have to eat properly. You know, Lubavitch, but the old Chassidim, Skafir was a Skafir, like, you know, they got two meat cutlets for supper, they used to leave over one for the Skafir. Only ate one, right? That's not a Seder today. There was a Maisa, there was a Maisa Lubavitch. It was winter, and they used to, so they had like this, they had the, there was no fridges in those days, right? Throughout the winter, how did they store food? So it's not in Russia, in the cold winters, is you store food in a cellar, in a cold cellar. So the guy in charge of the kitchen, he had two big cellars. One was filled with potatoes, one was filled with rice, I think, something like that. It was filled the whole winter. So you'd imagine that, you know, you vary it. Like one night you get potatoes, one night you get rice. So there's some variety, right? So he thought, no, it's more practical, different way. He'll first start with the one cellar, place potatoes, and he'll get potatoes every single night. And when he finishes that cellar, he'll start with the other one. Right? So the Bachram, after a while, came to him and complained, I'm not asking for any gourmet food here, but maybe you could just like switch off, maybe. Like one the potatoes, one the rice. He was very angry. He went to the Rebbe Rashab and said, the Bachram kochen zachen essen. They sumagushim, right? Okay, says so the Rebbe explained, right? Reb Nissen was one of those Bachram. Nissen was a Bachram who didn't kochen zachen. This was Mashpia, gave him the Yid. Take, right? He once said, doesn't understand what the Bachram complained about. The Bruma was famous for its bad food. So he said, if Hashtanish, he says, the Bachram have bread. They have bread, yeah? Not only that, they even have butter. Like you have bread and you have butter, and they complain. Once a guy told me once, he learned in Bruma, they Pashat couldn't eat the food. It's not telling Mises, nice to tell Mises, but it's good to talk to Mises, because again, even though we're not... Oh, yeah, okay. So the guy, you know, one here, he learned from Nissen, and he couldn't eat the fruit pasha. I don't know nice today, but he was better.
Best.
Oh, best. Oh, technisch. No, so you know, so this guy was American, you know, Americans were a little bit more into the food. So he came and he pasha couldn't eat. So he wasn't eating, and it was losing weight. It wasn't good. So someone told him, listen, this bach is not eating. See, he told me, called him over, and he said, what's the Beis of Esnish? So he said three fatal words. He says he made a big mistake in his life. He said to him, listen, ich gleich nicht. And Nissen lost it with him. He said, no, ich. He said, no, gleich. He says, doesn't understand. He said, I don't like it. He says, there's an I, there's a like. Eat to finish. Okay, so the Rebbe, what? So the, yeah. So the Rebbe told him, listen, Yechidus, famous Yechidus. We told him that today's different. It's not, the Askafi has to be shifted a little bit into moisturous. In other words, when they get to wheat cuts, they should eat it up. They should eat properly. They shouldn't, they're not caling for such a Askafi like I'm in the Babish. But they should have a Askafi and other things. Maybe eat less ice cream, whatever the Rebbe explained, right? Today could be even more different. Maybe today it's about not doing an Issur, a place, whatever. But the point is, why is it so important to learn these mices? So we tell the mices and we laugh. Remember the letter I shared with you before. We shouldn't chas v'sholom think it's Farbrengen im Yorn, right? Okay, yeah, the application is different today. The nakuda is emes lamita. The nakuda is we learn chassidus, you try and change it. What does changing mean? Changing means that we have a nefesh habamis, and nefesh habamis needs a little bit of a, it needs to do some shifting sometimes in order to reveal the true essence of a yid, which is nefesh halakis. We learn about the chassidus came to make that a yid should live his life that lakus b'pshitas ve'elam mispisrachos. What does it mean? It means that we grew up in this gashmistic world. But us, it's gashmis oilmis b'pshit. I mean, the obvious to us is the world. A lakus is an abstract concept. Chassidus came and turns it around. That's what the Rebbe says in Likutei Torah. They wake up in the morning and we say moida ani. What does moida ani mean? What are we committing to? We're committing to that there's a machlokes here. Like moida can also mean like moidim chachamim l'remeir, right? Like in Mishnah, sometimes that chachamim l'remeir had a machlokes, and that moidim the remeir was moida the chachamim, and the chachamim were agreed to remeir, right? They. So the South Rebbe says in Likutei Torah, what do we say in the morning? We say moida ani. We're saying that we agree, we commit during the day to come around to the Eibishter's point of view. Why? Because we wake up in the morning, we wake up every morning with a machlokes between us and the Eibishter. What's the machlokes? For us, the world is the reality, and the lakus is an abstract thing. The Eibishter sees all the way around. The world is a chiddush. The world is like an abstract thing. It doesn't really exist properly. And the lakus is b'pshitas. So what do we say, Moed Ani? We're going to do out the day, and we're going to come around. We're going to agree to you. So we ask ourselves the question, what do you mean? What? We all know who we are, right? We all know that by us the world is gone, it's fine. Right? You know the Beis, I think it's Tzemach Tzedek. When someone came to Tzemach Tzedek, a guy owed money to someone else. Reuben owed Shimon a lot of money. So he came to Shimon came to him and he said, you need to pay up. He said, I want the money, Eilam Movade, the belt is garnished. Okay, so that's Tzemach Tzedek. This guy said, he doesn't want to pay the money. He says, the belt is garnished, what's about the money? Tzemach Tzedek said, I should take this garnish, put him on a garnish, I give him 10 garnish, we'll see how garnished it is. Okay? So, what's actually China about this garnish? You're not even holding like the pre-thing of that in, right? Well, it's garnished. So we know who we are, right? We know that we're not. So what are we talking about? It means that somewhere we learn about it. I don't say learn about it, just we hear about Farbrengen. We learn about it, we learn a mimer about it, we learn more than a mimer about it, we learn about the bittul, we learn about chassidus, we learn about Rokus B'Shittas, we learn about Yikfrayich the Munah, we learn one mimer again, another again, more. Has a dent that maybe we should koch a little bit less in the world, maybe we should make the Eibishter more part of our life. Which, by the way, is the makar kol habrachas. The less we take ourselves seriously, right, and the more we focus on the Eibishter, it's a better life, should they? Even Megashmi is a better life, right? We have less problems, less needs, less issues. I'm not talking about someone who has real issues. Real issues is a story you have to deal with it. But I'm saying, sometimes we make up a lot of, we make our own problems sometimes, right? Because why do we take ourselves too seriously? This one said that to me, this to me. This one looked at me the wrong way. Okay, so we have, how do we know? But we have to be honest. We have to know we have enough Shabbamis. We have to know Shaliach, and there's a struggle. There's Chassidus, one-on-one of Chassidus. And the more Chassidus we learn, the more a little bit we take care of a little bit. Try and get the Nefesh Habamis a little bit under control. This is not only stuff that people think these stuff that the Mashpia talk about. This is the point of Lag Baomer. It's Shaliach to every single one of us in a different way. Each person in their own way. Could be a Chassidish Yid, but he doesn't work on himself. And he can be a Chassidish Yid, but he takes it seriously. And he pushes himself a little bit. Abish like Vetch. That's worth everything. Worth everything. That one is Iskafia. And Iskafia is not a bad word. Iskafia means Iskafia. It just doesn't mean that we're holding by the Iskafia of Nissen, but Iskafia on own level. One Iskafia, one Kvetch is unbelievable. Chaim. One of the ways it happens through Farbrengen, you know what the Michoel Rebbe said? The Michoel Rebbe said that when two Yidden get together, it's two, this is Hakel, right? We get together. It's two Nefesh Elokis against one Nefesh Habamis. What's the pshat? The maths doesn't add up, right? Huh? If I get together with you, we both have a Nefesh Habamis, we both have Shalakis. So it's 2 against 2. Why is it 2 against 1? What's the pshat? You understand? Sounds very simple. Nefesh Abamis is Yeshus. My Nefesh Abamis couldn't care less about your Nefesh Abamis. My Nefesh Abamis is not interested in your... My Nefesh Abamis is interested in my Nefesh Abamis. My Nefesh Abamis is interested in your Nefesh Abamis. Your Nefesh Abamis is interested in my Nefesh Abamis. Understand? So if I get together with you, my Nefesh Abamis wants your Nefesh Abamis, your Nefesh Abamis wants my Nefesh Abamis, so it's two Nefesh Abamis. Against one Nefesh Abamis, because my Nefesh Abamis is not finding your Nefesh Abamis because I couldn't care less about Nefesh Abamis. So the message is right. So we get together Farbrengen and we chazik each other. The Iker, again, I won't bring it out again, the Iker we have to learn. Learning is where it starts. Siddur Chabad, Pnimiyus HaTorah, which is Rashbi. Today the Rashbi is Gala and Siddur Chabad, that's what the Rebbe says. I'm repeating what the Rebbe's words. Siddur Bechlal, Siddur Chabad Bifrat. We have to take upon ourselves to learn and learn the Rebbe's Torah and learn Sichos, build up Ashkafa, even if it's simple things like not simple Hashkafa. I mean, less easy to understand things. People think, I shouldn't say simple things, because it's not simple at all. People think today, that if you want to learn Sichos, you have to learn the later Chalakim. Chelik Aleph Beis Gimel Daled was like that. Chelik Beis Gimel Daled is an oitzer. First, we be bucking Chelik Aleph to Daled Makut Sichos, a whole cook on the world would be there. Because that's where the Rebbe built his Ashkafa. That's different. Chaim, I've seen a nigger in this Erev like Baomer, it's Grace Tag, it's Eis Rotzen.